Spanish market, higher risk patients have been defined according guidelines, general guidelines. That means established cardiovascular disease, diabetic patients, or individual cardiovascular risk factor. So, thinking of Crestor profile high-risk patients, we have defined high-risk patients according physicians' perceptions or their insights. That means high-risk patients who have cardiovascular event, secondary prevention patients, or diabetic patients as well, or patients who have 3 or more cardiovascular risk factors.
In the Spanish market, the high-risk patient is defined according to cardiovascular risk guidelines if you ask them in a formal way. But we have seen that in reality they classify the patients according to perception, and then they downgrade the risk classification of the patient in a real life.
In order to communicate Crestor's roles profile in high-risk patients, we have conducted, firstly, a market research in order to know why Crestor is the most appropriate drug for this kind of patients. So we have carried out many activities, but let me to mention the most important. Firstly, an educational program helping doctors to identify high-risk patients suitable for Crestor benefits. And secondly, to strengthen the value story of Crestor in terms to integrate also real-world evidence coming from Eureka study and Darius study conducted in Spain.
In order to communicate Crestor's role in higher risk patients, we have been working on different educational programs trying to help doctors to better identify the cardiovascular risks of the patient so we can demonstrate the benefit of Crestor in these kind of patients.
Regarding the main achievements we have reached over the last 12 months, we are very proud to say we are on a steady growth, more than 300% from the launch, with Crestor, despite an ever more challenging genericized market. Thanks to prescriptions coming from cardiologists, first choice in switch, and also new patients coming from GPs' prescriptions. Secondly, and also important, we have integrated in the market access teams real-world data evidence in order to provide a more compelling value stories for Crestor.
The performance of Crestor in Spain is really outstanding, with only 18 months in the market and in spite of the Atorva generics launch at the same time than Crestor launch. Really, we are very happy with the results because we are leader in switching today with more than 40% of the switching therapies in the market. But also we have multiplied by 4 the new patients at the specialist level and by 3 in primary care. We had more than 300,000 patients treated with Crestor, and we can say today that the Crestor is the most successful launch in the cardiovascular area in Spain in the last 10 years.
If I have to give any kind of top recommendation to other countries, firstly, I would like to say you have to identify the real needs from the different perspectives from your stakeholders. Secondly, you have to create and define the high-risk patient profile in order to ensure sustainability despite of the entry of generic Atorva in your countries.
The role of other stakeholders is increasing in all the countries, so try to find a credible story for all of them. The more collaboration and approach to the payer's mind, the more successful your story can be. And finally, try to be very simple in your messaging. This is key to gain very quick the mindset of the doctors.